Hey there everyone and welcome to another lecture of the SolidWorks series. In this lecture we are going to cover one exercise, and this time this exercise will going to have the tools like the trim command, the arc command, the circle commands and all. So let's just see that exercise from our manual. So now, since we have covered this whole sections, now we can move on to our new level 2 and move on to our level 2, and in this we are going to see this kind of exercises, and this exercises is going to be created with the help of a line command, circle command, trim command and fillet command. We haven't learned about the fillet command, so we are going to ignore this thing. We are going to see these things over here. So you can see that we have uh, around six figures with each having two pair, so pair of two. And you can see that in this figure it is showing one view as well as the another view. Similarly, here also you can find out different views. Your task is to just create all the views in the same alignment that is given over here. It's not like that you just create this one over here and another one over here. Just try to create the whole view or in a same alignment if possible. Now, here I'm going to create one of the exercise. I'm not going to create it the whole. I'm going to create it only one part, and rest you can able to create it. So here I am going for the most toughest one, which is this one, I think. This will contain all the thing that we are going to see, uh, all the tools basically. So just let's just find out about this exercise. So basically it is to approach this exercise, we just require some of the things like we require the center line first, and the value of this center line is going to be 80. Since we have uh, this value over here, you can find that this value is 80, and on the two endpoints we will find that we have the designs. So over this endpoint you can see that we have two concentric circles, and one is having a diameter of 30 mm and another one is at an offset of 10 mm. So you can just find out the radius of the large circle. You can just make it this 10 as well. So now you can see that we have 30 over here, we have 10, then we have another 10 because we have these two tens over here, so it comes 50. So we have find out the diameter of the bigger circle, which is 50, and now it is also having a cutout section over here, and the thickness will be 4. So firstly let's just create this section, and later on we are moving on to this section. So I am going to start my SolidWorks, and I am already inside the Sketcher workbench. Now my task is to just create the center line first. So in the line section, if you are going to click on this arrow, you will find the center line option over here. Just click on that and just create a random value line. Firstly, make sure that you are in a correct unit. Then you just dimension it. Its value is 80, so we are going to put 80 over here, and we want to make it in a symmetry. We want it to be in the middle of this axis. So I'm going to click on this one endpoint and this point. I have not taken the endpoint of this line, I have taken the center point of this axis. Let me just clear out it once more. Yes, this is the line, and I'm going for the smart dimension. I'm going to click on this one and this endpoint, and this dimension I'm going to take it as 40. Now you can find that it is completely in a symmetrical state. Now in this endpoint we are going to create two concentric circle, and just make it circle first. Now we have to just dimension it. So we have seen that this dimension is 30, and we have calculated the diameter of the bigger one, which was 50. So just go for this as 50. Now we have these two things. Now we have to create this cut. So how we can just do that? We can just create a line first over here like this, and this will again be a random line. Similarly, we are going for the downward section as well like this. And now the only thing is to just dimension it. Let me just check this line is straight or not. Yes, this is straight. So just go for the smart dimension and just make it 2. Since the thickness value is 4 over here, this one, so I have just taken it along this line, sorry, symmetrical to this line. So it has come 20 on the upward and 20 in the downward section. Sorry, 2 on the upward and 2 on the downward section. And you can find that we have that thickness over here. Now just go for the trim section, just go for this power trim option, just trim out everything that is not required like these sections. Just trim out this as well, and we got that desired cut. Then don't worry about defining your sketch right now. We just create it first, and later on we just go for defining it. Now it's chance for this endpoint. So we have to create this section over here. So let's just see about an exercise, how that section is going to be look like. So here we have something magnet like structure. So over here you can find that if I'm going to have a semicircle along this center line, we have two semicircles. Or we can do one thing, we can just create the circle over here, and later on with this line I can just trim out this section, and we have that desired section left. Then we just go for this magnet or this block. So how we can just do that? For that you can find that there is no dimension written over here, and we just have to project this value and we will get this as 12. So it is also going to have 12. Similarly, this value will also going to be 12. And next comes the radius of this out inner circle, that is 12 over here. So this diameter is also going to be 12. So this value is 12, and if I'm going to divide it with or sorry, subtract it with 12, then we will get 20, which can be divided into a two part, and this thickness will come as 10, and this is also going to be 10. But basically we don't require this one, but I have just provided it for the reference value. So now we have all the dimensions. We have the radius of this outer circle, which is 16. We have the diameter of the inner one, which is just 12. We have this value as 12, this value as 10. So now we can easily able to create this one. So now I am going to create circles first. So just go for the circle, this one as well as this one. Just make the inner circle diameter as 12, and here the radius value as 16. Since there is no there is no uh, concept of radius over here, so we have to just provide the diameter only. So we have 16 as our radius, so we have 32 as our diameter. So now we have that two concentric circles. Now with the help of this center line, we can easily able to trim out this one or one half like this. Then we have to create this one and this box type over here. Just go for the line command. Just use your line and just create it like this. Just make this dimensions like here. This value is 12. So just go for it. And you don't have to just worry about this thickness because it will already going to be managed with the help of these two circles. But if you want to put this one, you can just put it. You can see that it will automatically take it as 10, and there we go. We have that overdefined options available again, because this dimension is not necessary to SolidWorks because it will automatically going to calculate it with the help of this circle. Similarly, we just go for this sem section as well. So here we don't require any dimension. We just going to use constraints, and we can easily able to have this value. Now we just have to create a line that is joining from here to here, like this. So it will be from the end point of this one, and it will going to have tangent value with this circle. You can just find out in this design. I'm talking about this line. Similarly, we have this one as well, and we have to provide this thickness value as well. So here I'm going to create the line from this end point. I'm going to just draw it randomly, and then with the help of geometrical constraint, just click on this two, and you will find that we have this tangent value over here. Just click on that, and it will going to have that tangent. Then again for this circle as well, just go for it over here, and just make this one and this one as tangent. Then the last thing that we have to do is just create this strip. Just create it with a random first, and then after we are going to dimension it. So now you can see that we have that smart strip. So we can just dimension it. Its thickness is 8 mm, so it will be having 4 on both sides. Now the only thing is left is trim option. You can just go for the trim, just go for the power trim over here. Just click on this one. Just trim out these sections as well. So there we go. We have our dimensions ready. We can just use smart dimension and just make it dimensions, and we can simply define this whole figure like this. So now we have completely defined dimensions. We can just hide out dimension value as well as constraint option. You can see that it was already in a hidden stage, so it was not showing any constraints. When we just activate it, you can see that there's a lot more constraints that is available. Just hide them as well, and you will get the real figure. So this is how a complicated figure can be made easy with the help of a simple concepts of design. And believe me, this concept will develop by automatically in you when you are going to practice all those designs. So it's my suggestion that you should just follow all the 6 designs with all the views, so that you can just easily able to grab the concepts of trim as well as the approach, how we can just go for, or how we can just approach the figure. And once more, I want to tell you that if you will feel any kind of doubt, you can just contact it with all the mediums that we have provided to you. Either you can just go for that comment section, or you can just personally message us on our WhatsApp that we have provided those numbers on the contact list. So, with that, we complete this exercise, and in the later lectures we are going to cover up some more tools. So that's all for this lecture, and I'm going to catch up you in the next one.